More action from Grootfontein Bike Park as the Gauteng North Cycling's cross-country marathon league got underway with round number 1. Sub-veterans, the veterans and the masters all combined with the elite men in a big field about to go to battle here in the Grootfontein Bike Park, and a really awesome venue. If you want to get out to check it out, it's certainly a mountain biking mania section to get involved in, and you can bring the whole family out as well. They've definitely got some opportunities and some riding ability for everybody involved in the family, and all of this action proudly brought to you by True Sport. Make sure you subscribe. Going into the forest section, of course, it's JC Nel who leads things out initially. The sub-vet starting to put a bit of pressure onto the front end and actually sitting right behind the elite men initially as well, and using them to get away from the pack of riders just behind him. And it's a really cool pack of riders. All of them jostling for position and looking for honours right from the word go. Not going to be easy out there, as we've seen in other coverage. The dust factor was pretty high. But once we got to the highest point of the course, it's Thinus Redelinghuys from the sub-veteran category that starts to open a bit of a margin. Getting ahead now of initial leader JC Nel and Malan. So the three sub-veterans at the front end of the sort of elderly statesmen of mountain biking in Gauteng North. Just behind them, Dewald not too far off. Slowly but surely closing in and starting to reel in the top three. But the four sub-veterans, definitely the class of the field in terms of those elderly gentlemen out there, and certainly looking good. In the veterans category, and 5th place overall at the moment, it was David Cook. Cookie getting a little bit of airtime there for us as well. We like to see that. Aerial material always ensures you get onto the TV package, or onto the live stream package, whichever it is. Coming up the hill, Danel Newman doing a super job there, P2 at the moment, and being pushed a little bit hard there. As you can see, the two riders working together. It's not a bad option, particularly on a big climb like that. Albinel's all on his own. He currently sits 3rd place in the veterans class with 17 Ks completed. 3 laps of action here, a 60K loop. They've done an awesome job and put a whole bunch of different areas to ride in, including this little forest section with a little rocky outcrop that Leon Meijer made look real simple there for the masters category and the lead of the masters at this point. Following closely behind and starting to make his way through there in the sub-veteran category, Ashley Kupfer, and looks like he may have a little issue. Yes, he does. Oh, out the front door there for Kupfer. And unfortunately, that's probably the biggest action we've got all of the coverage that we've given so far on True Sport. So, Kupfer, well done, buddy. He got back up and riding. We'll have a look and see. In the replay, you'll see the front wheel just catches a very sharp rock, and it's nowhere to go. And unfortunately, ending up in the dust with the bike on top of him. He got back up again and was able to get going, but you can see dropping quite a long way back, and that's probably going to shake him up ever so slightly. 20 kilometers completed and lap 1 done. Thinus Redelinghuys starting to open up a bit of a margin, and look at the margin he's opened. You can just see in the background JC Nel starting to come through the BMX section, and in the background from that, 3rd and 4th place. So the battle is on here for the sub-veterans, and it was on basically for the rest of the race. Nel eventually closing up and tightening that little lead that was Redelinghuys's for a while at the halfway stage. 33 Ks completed, another to go. And the 60-kilometer loop is certainly looking like it's going to be a battle between these two. 34 Ks of 60, and JC Nel has now opened up a bit of a margin. Thinus Redelinghuys has dropped back slightly. He's taken a little bit of strain there, and maybe on that second climb just wasn't able to run with the front end with JC Nel setting the pace. But there's a long downhill section to recover, and maybe he can recover enough to get him through into the next part and taking the chicken line around that little jump as well. Malan in 3rd place, taking it pretty gingerly through the rocky outcrop and then into the switchbacks, and right behind him is Dewald. He's going to have to get a move on. Lotte seems to be in a bit of a rhythm here, and slowly but surely closing in for the top 3. Lotte on a charge here, big time, and certainly looks fired up for a possible podium. Behind that, it's Ruan Low on the lefty, Cannondale lefty coming through there and into the switchbacks. That's a single-sided shock on the front end of that bike. Absolutely amazing technology these days in mountain biking, and absolutely brilliant to see these guys going at it. JC Nel completing the 2nd lap now and maintaining that lead. He's going to be a tough man to beat, and he's got great rhythm and good pace so far to get him through to the end of this 2nd loop and into the 3rd one to complete this absolutely amazing round 1 of the GNCs. David Cook still leading out the veterans. Great run from him as well. Has not really been troubled by any of the other veterans out there. And Meijer still in the front end of the masters. Looks like Bertus Anderson has decided, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to have a little chill out section here in the forest. Recover, recoup, and I might get back onto my Merida a bit later on. Coming to the line though, JC Nel, the overall winner for the 60Ks in the sub-veteran category. He looks over his shoulder one more time just to make sure, but there's no worries at all. And coming to the line, makes it the win for the first round in the GNCs. There is official results. Sub-vets to Nel, Redelinghuys and Lotte finish up just ahead of Malan. There was David Cook and Albie Nel taking the veterans category ahead of Newman. And then in the Masters, it was Meijer who hang on ahead of Grant Kerr and Ernest Horn to finish up today's racing. Make sure you subscribe to True Sport for all the action and all the results.